Hi, and welcome to Astro Bites for Friday, September the 7th, 2024. So let's see what the energies are going to tell us for the weekend. Well, in the event chart, we have Uranus, our planet of the unexpected, shocks, retrograde in Taurus. This can see us going back over ground we thought we'd already covered, but it's squaring Mercury. Tough talk today, really tough talk. This energy was around yesterday, so the tough talk may have taken place yesterday, but it's the hangover of it, or maybe the next stage of it comes up today or comes out today. There's something quite public about it. It could be to somebody with, to do with, I'll get my words out in it. It could be to do with someone in the public eye, where shocking news comes out of maybe somebody in the entertainment industry who is in some kind of situation that shocks the world. Now, Uranus, of course, is also in this loose trine to transformative retrograde Pluto in Capricorn. There really is this feel that we're going to see, I think, in the news in general and in our own lives, as if we're going back over old ground. We've been here before, and it didn't get resolved the first time round. Can we find a way to resolve it this time round? So there's that kind of energy around. The moon is at the anaretic degree of Libra in the event chart. And so Libra, of course, it's still about balance, harmony, and relationships. It's squaring Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. It's as if a mediator has to come in to smooth things over, because things get pretty heated and tough. The moon is also making a sextile to Mercury. So there's a kind of a bringing in of all these energies in a strange kind of, almost looks like a bucket. And, you know, buckets, what do we put in them? What needs to be put in our bucket, our collective world bucket, if you like, that can somehow help us find a better way forward, find a way in personal situations. How can I do this in a better way? How can I structure this in a better way? How can I get more discipline into me and my life and what I do? And, you know, Pluto is asking us to do that. It's saying the things that you want to change. It's like we're all so eager to get towards Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto's saying, no, slow down, which is Saturn's job, actually. And of course, Saturn is actually, of course, squaring Jupiter still in Gemini. So there's a real tug of war going on there. But Pluto making this sextile to Neptune as well is like, you need to be clear about the stages and the steps you're going to take to get from A to B, from B to C, from C to D. Now, only you can know what that means. But my sense is it's something that comes back. It's something returning into our lives collectively on the world stage and individually. Mars in Cancer, it's now in the beginning of Cancer, it's at 1 degree of Cancer, is also trining the moon in Libra. So the moon is really trying to cool the kind of Cancer energy of water and flow, with Mars there that is kind of would like to come out all guns blazing. But the moon, it seems, is acting like a mediator in Libra. Before it moves out, it's really like somebody comes in. What I'm seeing is the Middle East. A third party comes in and says, right, hey guys, you sit down, you tell me what's wrong, you tell me what's wrong, then both of you give me your solutions, and then let's see if we can get this thing sorted out. Because what's so scary is it's coming up to a year. It'll be a year in October that the terrible events of October the 7th happened. That doesn't bear thinking about. So the energy this weekend, or for Saturday, is potentially challenging. But you know, with all of these energies, it's what we make of it. Remember, when I talk about these energies, they are, in a sense, neutral. If we don't know what's going on in the astrology in general, then they can kind of dictate what we do, how we react. And I mean react and not respond. Whereas forewarned is forearmed. And if we think, tricky energy today, Mercury squaring Uranus, don't react, respond, go away and think about things, because it really is that kind of energy. We need to take a step back, count to 10, and think, and this too shall pass. Because I do think that ultimately, the energy that we are being presented with at the moment, even though it's challenging, can be incredibly growth-provoking and empowering for all of us. Now, let's move on to our word for the day. So, I've got quite an interesting word, and it really fits in with what I've just been saying, actually, about the astrology. And what I've been saying, and the word that I've chosen, is perseverance. So yesterday we had commitment, and today we have perseverance. And it reminds me of the lovely quote that was, it's my brain. It's the one that Jerry keeps telling me. Slow and steady wins the race. It's The Tortoise and the Hare by, and I can't remember, but you'll tell me. And perseverance, I'll just give you this quote first of all by Walter Elliot. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. So how good are you at perseverance? It comes within the realms of discipline. I think, sportsmen have to persevere. If we're getting into a healthy, say, eating regime and new way of looking after our bodies, or taking care of ourselves physically with exercise and yoga, Pilates, going to a gym, all of these kind of methods we can use to take care of our physicality. We have to persevere with it. It takes a lot of determination and commitment, yesterday's word, to persevere with it. And it's a little bit like a word I had the other day, which was about endurance. With endurance, we have to persevere. Sometimes we have to persevere without knowing which direction we're going in. We have to have faith. Florence Scovel Shinn, in the book that I've talked about many times, The Game of Life and How to Play It, talks about someone that asked her, but what do I do when I'm in the dark and there is no hope? And her answer is, that is when you have to have faith. So when we are in the dark and we have no hope or seemingly no hope, our faith in the divine is our bridge to where we need to get to. Because for sure, we always come out of that dark place. And those of you, and there'll be many of you out there that have been in your own dark places, you know that to be true. And it's so tough when we go back into these dark places to have faith and persevere and sit with the uncomfortable feelings that dark places bring up with whatever it is that we are facing, concerned about, worrying about, enduring, worrying, ruminating, overthinking. Because as long as we have faith that the divine does have our back, we will come out the other end. Confucius, who of course is the very wise Chinese philosopher, said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." And Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Benjamin Disraeli, he said, "Through perseverance, many people win success out of what seemed destined to be certain failure. And the only guarantee for failure is to stop trying," said John C. Maxwell. Benjamin Franklin said, "Energy and persistence conquer all things." And actually this is an interesting one by Vince Lombardi. And this is the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack in our will. And finally, Albert Einstein, bless him, what a wonderful man. He said, "It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer." Now that is a really good one to finish on. And that is the absolute essence of perseverance. It also echoes today's astrology, because today may bring challenges with problems that we just have to stay with the problem and know that it will be resolved. So there we go. That's today's deep thought and deep quote for the day. So it's been lovely as always bringing you yet another Astrobite. I will be back tomorrow with another one. And please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with another Astrobite. Bye for now.